So this is going to change the entire trajectory of your academic life. Literally, when I wrote my trial examination and then I got my results, I saw those results and I was like, Lord, I see what you did here. And I was proud. So I was proud to the point where I told myself that I cannot wait to share the amazing tips I used to someone else so that they go nail their prelims. So this is a video where I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to make sure that you get 7 distinctions on your trial examination. For those of you who are new here, I am Sis Londo, your dokotela to be. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Please do make sure that you subscribe and do make sure you click on that like button because I want to see as much likes as you can give me. Okay, obviously compliments to the new hairstyle, but we're not talking about that today, please. So on prelims, with the topic of prelims, I matriculated in Limpopo. So I don't know how it is now, but for those of you who did your metric in Limpopo, or for someone maybe who knows what goes on there, apparently the trial examinations are said to be more difficult than the final examinations. And this is because Limpopo is very strict when it comes to their prelims. But when I found out that statistic, I was determined that I am going to show this trial examinations who I am. So I did exceptionally well, and I want to share 5 tips that are going to help you do that as well. So I wrote them here because I never want to forget anything. I never want to go like, oh, this as well. I always prepare and make sure that I give you everything that you're going to need for the prelims. Okay, so the first thing that I did when I was approaching my trial examinations is that I knew that it's trial examinations, then after it is finals. So I was like, so based on how I do on my trial examinations, I can literally determine how my final examination is going to look like. So I prepared for my trial examinations like I am preparing for my final examinations. And let me tell you, there were certain topics that I didn't know at all. For example, I still remember in life sciences, I had not done, you see, those things where they teach you about like the history of humans and all those things. I had human evolution. Yes, I had not done that. I knew nothing. So I knew that, okay, let me treat my trial examinations like my final. So I prepared for my trials like I was going to write for the final time. So all those topics that I had not covered, I made sure. You know how you studied before the exam? Let's say the exam tomorrow. You go, everything, all of a sudden you're understanding. So that is exactly what I did. I treated my trial examinations like they're my finals. Therefore, I put an urgency on my spirit to say, you know what? We are doing this like it's our final. When I see these results, I want them to either motivate me or to make me call the minister and say, hey, Minister Enjimucheha, at that time it was Enjimucheha, Minister Enjimucheha, I'm coming, prepare for me. Prepare that lunch dinner set. I'm coming to receive my award. So that is what I wanted to do. So that was the first tip. Please make sure that you treat your trial examinations like it is your final examination. If you do that, I am telling you, you will see wonders. So the second thing that I want to tell you is to let go of the textbooks. And this seems a bit, you're like, what is she saying? Let go of the textbooks. This is what a textbook is. A textbook is a book that offers different information. It includes everything in one text. That is why it's a textbook. It goes and looks for different explanations and then it puts it into one thing. So when you study a textbook, it is a long version of that subject. You understand me? Textbooks are best used from the beginning of the year, but not when you're about to approach an exam. The best thing to use when you're approaching an exam is a study guide. For some of you, you just found out now on Sis Londo's channel that there's a difference between a study guide and a textbook. A textbook is a longer format, whereas a study guide is a summarized version of the textbook. So obviously there are some textbooks that do not have study guides, or you cannot find a study guide to use. Here is the thing, my dear, whoever you are, my brother, my sister, you were born in a generation which is full of technology, meaning that you have ChatGPT at your disposal and it is going to work out for you. So on ChatGPT, you can be able to upload a textbook and ask ChatGPT, hey, I am going to write my trial examinations and I want you to summarize this textbook for me because I want to prepare accordingly. So you can create your own study guide using ChatGPT. And that is what I do in medical school, because in medical school, basically, you have this big textbooks. The textbook itself, I don't know, it's like the size of a big brick. Very big. So when I'm going to write, obviously I do not have time to go back to, obviously, but for those, maybe, for example, if you wrote notes for a specific subject, you'll rather go back to your notes than going back to the textbook. You get what I'm saying? But for those, maybe you had never covered the topic, it is better to get a study guide or get it compressed using ChatGPT. The third thing that I'm now going to advise you is go for the jugular. The jugular in medicine is a vein here, it's a vein here. So this is a vein that it's responsible for blood supply on the brain. The brain is one of the most important organs. So when we talk about the jugular, we are talking, what if you stab someone on the jugular, here, they die. You see, so when I say jugular, it means something important. And please understand me, this is the most important of all the things I'm going to share. Although the other things are also important, this one, it's important. When you are going to write your trial examination, it's not primarily the same format your finals. Your finals are made to make you pass. The Department of Education sets a paper to make you pass. But trial examinations are meant to scare you a bit so that you study more for your final examinations, if you get me. Okay, so when you go for your trial examinations, do not use past question papers from your finals. Those are easy. Go for past question papers from trial examinations that were written in previous years. This means that if you are writing in Gauteng, go and look for as many past papers from trial examinations that you can get. Mina, I prefer to do more the merrier. Mina, I do things to the extreme. For example, if I find 10 past question papers for a specific subject on the trials, I'm going to do them all. Maybe if I miss one because maybe time ran out, but I am going to try to do them all. That is because I am very interested in my future. You get what I'm saying? And I understand that in order for me to get the future that I want, I have to work with the same momentum. So you do past question papers from your province, and then when you go to your final examinations, I will release a video to now tell you how you go about it. Okay, so the fourth tip that I'm going to share now is that it is the time for consecration. What is the meaning of consecration? Basically, in the Bible, consecration is a period where you are separated from certain things. God is preparing you and God is working on you. So the consecration that I'm talking about here is that, my dear, when you are going to write your trial examinations, there's a reason why it's called a trial exam. For those of you who do not know what a trial exam is, go to Google trial. Trial is something that is supposed to test you out. So for you to be able to be found in a testable condition, you need to separate yourself from certain things. The first thing that is a major disturbance for young people in this generation, as I mentioned, ChatGPT is your best friend, but here is now the disadvantage of technology. You are always on TikTok. You're always on WhatsApp. You're always watching shorts. So right now I'm at a state where I can no longer advise someone to not use their phone, because obviously we are a technological generation. Your past papers are on your phone or whatsoever. But what I can advise you is to develop tips that are going to limit your screen time. For example, I make sure that when I go to the library, my phone does not have Wi-Fi. So I prepare each and everything that I'm supposed to study, but I make sure that I do not have access to Wi-Fi so that I don't keep on going on my phone. And another thing, I'm not really a game person. I used to be, but now I don't play games on my phone anymore because I'm serious. Just joking. But I don't have those games. So you won't find me playing Candy Crush instead of studying. That is not me. I prefer that when I go to the library, there is no distraction. I even put my phone on DND because I don't want to be disturbed. I cut off all networks to make sure that no one calls me. By the way, no one is going to die when they're not talking to you. There is no way. There's a reason why we have ambulances, we have policemen, we have all these people who help people out. They are not going to die if they don't get you on the phone. Truth of the matter. So when you're studying, for example, for that 4 hours, make sure you do put your phone away and you consecrate yourself. The other thing is to cut down activities. A lot of people that I know, they have a lot of activities that they are doing. They are playing this, playing what. Of course, it is good to try and include things that are going to help you take a break so that you don't feel overwhelmed. But it is also important that you cut down unnecessary activities. It is not the time to go to a concert when you're writing a trial examination. And I hope that is understood. And you also go into your personal life and see some of the activities that you personally need to cut down yourself. And then the fifth, which is not the least, but it is one of the least thing, is that you have to get an accountable study group. So an accountable study group is going to help you keep the momentum going. When you feel demotivated, it is going to help you uplift yourself and get up again, because you are a soldier. You have to be a soldier. When a soldier falls down, they have to pick their gun, get up, get ready to go. That is the spirit that we have at Golden Nation Airlight. So Golden Nation Airlight is an accountability group for students, Christian students who want to build each other. We do study sessions together, we pray together, we do all those things together, and we also have accountable platforms. For example, when you are going through something, we are there for you to say, okay, who can advise you, who can help you with this and that and that. That is why we have an accountability platform. So if you want to join Golden Nation Airlight, make sure that you go on the chat, on the comment section. I always attach the link to the WhatsApp channel. Join the WhatsApp channel, but also do make sure that you follow us on Instagram at Golden Nation Airlight. You will also have access to a lot of things. And the good thing is, when you follow Golden Nation Airlight, it also follows you back, because we are family. So that is what I have in store for you today. I am trying by all means to be consistent. Pray for me as well, because medical school is currently glorious and I am navigating the YouTube life. But I also love you guys so much. Thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. You guys, you give me the motivation to keep on going. From myself to you, may God bless you. Jesus loves you, and may you always keep that embedded in your heart. Bye.